Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Happy Thursday, and welcome to another episode of Late for the Party on Anchor FM. I am your host, Melodious, aka Coverboy, the modern marvel. That's right, y'all. It is Thursday morning. We are in this young-ass traffic on our way to work, doing our thing, but I wanted to get into a In My Mind segment about the last segment I did, which was about The Mandalorian, but also I didn't want to just talk about The Mandalorian, but I wanted to talk about the Star Wars franchise in general. Now, that being said, please like, comment, share, subscribe, support the podcast, you guys. Also, check out the shirts, the Late for the Party logo gear on teespring.com. That is teespring.com. Get your shirt. Show it on my Instagram, Coverboy127. Hit me up on it. Tag the shirt. Tag me and rock the shirt, and I will give you a personal free T-shirt. Whichever one you didn't get, I will make sure you get that one for free. So, like I said, that's teespring.com, y'all. Go ahead and check out those shirts. Now, we're getting on to the nitty-gritty, and I wanted to talk about how the Star Wars franchise, from what I've seen so far with the Rise of Skywalker and everything, I'm very, very disappointed about how they developed certain characters and how they were being portrayed. One of the main ones was Finn. So, here we are in a situation where Force Awakens, to me, was so great. It did well. Considering the fact that Force Awakens, when it came out, we haven't had a Star Wars film since Episode 3. So, and I want to say that was like at least early 2000s. You know what I'm saying? I think that was the last time we actually had an actual Star Wars film. And, that being said, we were not expecting to get what we got. I've read the books and everything, and, of course, it went a different way. But then you got Rey, you got Poe, and you got Finn. You got the big three for the new generation. But I think it's just like, and I'm not going to sit here and knock that, but these cats honestly are not on the level of, honestly, I don't think they necessarily had the chops, on the level of Luke, Leia, Han, the whole cast. Don't get me wrong, BB-8, I would never, I thought I'd see the day that somebody knocks freaking R2-D2 off his pedestal, just like Baby Groot getting knocked off by Baby Yoda. But my thing is that when you got characters, it's all about the development of the character. The First Order comes out of left field. They're pretty much damn near the remnants of the Empire. They don't really explain where Snoke came from. We just already got this baddie who's a part of the Force and whatnot. So it's and I'm going to get into some mad spoilers to a degree. So just try to bear with me as much as I can. So just try to bear with me, you guys. So, but my thing is that they dropped the ball. I'm not going to say that they dropped the ball, but I think it was just that, with the development of certain set characters like Finn and Rey. Like, for instance, well, Poe is just plain Jane. I mean, he's just a fighter pilot, so he's kind of like a mixture of Han with, like, more of a Luke fighter pilot with a Han with, like, an attitude, you know, like, as if, like, when Han just showing it, is it Poe was more like Han joining up with the fleet, you know what I'm saying, instead of him driving the Millennium Falcon. But, and then we got Rey, who's pretty much more in tune with, like, Luke's whole thing, but, you know, this whole shrouded in mystery of who her parents were and all of that stuff, and, you know, all that shit kind of, like, was just, like, really getting, like, annoying. But what I liked the most about a character in which they dropped the ball with was Finn. I mean, we didn't really have that kind of character. Like, you know, we had a character who was literally on the other side, who felt wrong about what he was doing. Like, he was seeing his friends die. You know, I liked how in The Force Awakens, like, you know, when his friend died, you see the blood wipe, like his friend's blood handprint wiped on his helmet, and, you know, and it's kind of like, you know, what is he fighting for? Like, he was pretty much, you know, taken as a kid, programmed and, like, rewired to do what he was doing, but then deep down, like, he felt like this is not right. And, you know, it's like, and when he said, Poe, like, what are you doing this? He was like, because it's the right thing to do. You know, you right there alone, like, you already had good character development with this guy that, honestly, that he could have done way more. Like, you could have gotten way more in depth of a character and story, because, one, this guy's trying to run from his problems, but every time he tries to run, it's always catching up to him. And, you know, and if I could show you a picture of what I was really hoping to get more of, was the fact that, you know, like, in the first, in Force Awakens, you know, he picks up the lightsaber. He's getting his ass whooped with it. And honestly, on a humble, like, I would have kept that situation going. You know, instead of just with the whole thing giving all the powers and abilities to Rey and everything. Like, honestly, I would have did that for Finn, because honestly, and that's another thing, you know, after him fighting Kylo Ren, you know, you don't get your comeuppance and try to get your a little payback after what he did. Like, he cut you in the back, bro. Like, I'm sorry, like, nah, bro. It's like, nah. At least when Han got killed by Kylo, Chewbacca at least got a shot off. You know, like, but I think they dropped the ball so much with Finn, is that, and then with Rey, they just made her a little too OP. And that's another thing about Rey, that they just made her way too OP. They made her Force awareness a little too simple, a little too easy. Like, at this point in her life, she wouldn't even know what the Force was. You know, but to sit there changing the minds of freaking, like, you know, well, I wouldn't really call changing the First Order soldiers' minds off the rip, when she's like she wouldn't even know to me, honestly, I think she honestly wouldn't even know the fact that she had the know how to do the Jedi mind trick. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, I think that was way too soon for her to be busting out such a technique. I mean, even with, like, Anakin, like, in the first 3 episodes, we never even really got him, like, really, like, you know, they made her more OP to me than they did Anakin. I mean, Anakin was supposed to be, like, the chosen one, but honestly, when you watch the other Star Wars movies with Anakin in it, he doesn't really do anything other than, like, him flying around in, like the little spaceships in the first one, but he didn't really do anything, like, that would classify him as the chosen one. Like, how is he the chosen one? Like, fuck, as far as I'm concerned, Obi-Wan showed more promise to being more of a classified chosen Jedi than, like, Anakin. I mean, even with the battle between those two, I mean, Anakin still lost. I mean, shit. I mean, fucking Obi-Wan done some more. Obi-Wan's done more greater feats than Anakin has. Just with the fight with Darth Maul, just with the fight with Anakin. I mean, what other than what Anakin did? What, the Force choke? I mean, was that the great lengths that you can actually just choke the fuck out of somebody? I mean, that's all? That's all you got? But when you watch Rey do all her shit, it's like, come on, really? Even though she didn't know how to really use her powers, but honestly, I think it just came a little too fast for her to just be doing all the shit that she's done. And also, I don't know, it's just like with her picking up the lightsaber, and don't get me wrong, there were always female Jedis who picks up the lightsaber and everything, but honestly, that would have been cool if both of them were to actually pick up the lightsaber and fight Kylo Ren. Honestly, that would have made better sense to me. Like, you know, she goes hunting down for and that's how I would have written episode 2. Now, that's how I would have written The Last Jedi. You know, like, she gets freaking Anakin's she gets the blue lightsaber, while, like, she gets the green lightsaber from freaking Luke. Luke gives him his lightsaber. You know, like, it would have been cool. Like, I've seen a lot of fan art where, like, she had, like, Rey has the green one and Finn has the blue one, or whatever the case may be. But I think they just dropped so much character development for Finn. I mean, even Rey for that matter. And then, like, for them two being the love interest and everything, I mean, obviously there's something going on, but they dropped the ball with that too. And I'm like, come on. And then he, like, explains that he's force sensitive. Like, and then Finn finally you finally realize in the third one that Finn is force sensitive. And, like, they could have done so much more with this character, to where, like, you know, it, like, come on, the ball just got dropped. I mean, just with the fact that they were killing off, like, all the Jedi, like, you know, killing off all the Jedis. Luke dies. I mean, fuck, how do you kill Luke? Even Mark Hamill was like, what? Nah, bro. Like, you don't just up and kill off somebody like Luke Skywalker in the most epic, like, reveals of all time, when you bring him out at the end of Force Awakens and you're anticipating and waiting for, like, the big shit that happened to where, like, yeah, like, he's going to either whoop some ass or at least train the new generation of Jedi. You know, and that's the thing that I feel that The Mandalorian excels in. Maybe because it's a show, maybe they have time to do development and everything, but honestly, if you look at all the Marvel shit, and definitely, I'm not saying Marvel's perfect when it comes down to doing, like, all their stuff, but, I mean, they have a format and they run with it, you know what I'm saying? Which I'll give props to. Duly noted, I don't like how they resulted in doing Endgame, but I will talk about that another time. But overall, I feel that they done more better. Star Wars could do way better with the material that they have, just if they just utilized it a lot better. Like Kathleen Kennedy, I don't know what she's doing over there per se, but honestly, I think they could have done way more better with the formats that they had. I mean, I'm not even saying like the first 3 episodes didn't have its flaws, but once they've added on top into it, and I like how, like, whatever in the franchise, like with Star Wars in general, like if you watch the animated version of the Clone Wars or Rebels, all of that is all canon within story. So everything is all tied in. So everything all falls into place. So even though you watch most of these movies and shows and you don't know what's really going on because you got to go into the backlog, I mean, I'll give props and I'll give credit where credit's due in that aspect. But if you're going to build on more with everything else, then you got to keep building. But I feel that with Star Wars in general, they could do so much more. But I think they fucked up with Last Jedi, because not only that, you should have kept J.J. Abrams running along with it, or at least holding the mold of what was going on and sticking to the program. They just went in a completely different direction. While he comes back on The Rise of Skywalker, trying to rewrite everything that happened in The Last Jedi, but you fuck it up even more. Which kind of like dilutes everything that The Force Awakens could have worked with and developed. You know what I'm saying? I think to me, that's the issue that was pretty problematic when it comes down to it. But either way, I digress from my point. That was fun. I've got a good solid close to 20 minutes out of talking about this, but this is why I always talk about In My Mind, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, this is the In My Mind segment on Anchor FM, also Late for the Party. Yes. I am your host, Melodious, a.k.a. Coverboy, the Modern Marvel, about to sign off. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and to support the podcast. Man, oh man, happy Thursday, y'all. And as always, it's okay to be late for the party. No, it's okay to be late to the party, but don't be late for the party. I'll check y'all later.